Lynsey Chan is the founder of Rhythm of Breath, a powerful company that is training hundreds of breathwork facilitators across the world. She focuses on somatic healing and really believes that deep transformation exists when we go in the body and clear past traumas and tension and stress. But really, she's such a catalyst of change in the world of healing, and I've been blessed to learn from her through my breathwork training and also call her a sister of mine. In this episode, we explore the depth of breathwork as a pathway of emotional release, embodiment, and becoming more of who you truly are. Whether you've tried breathwork or curious about it, or not even heard about it, this episode really touches on all the key elements and safety factors that are important in a journey and a trauma-informed approach that honours each person individually whilst assisting in their expansion and growth. So join us for this very insightful and beautiful episode. But before we jump into the episode, a word from our sponsors. You know how I always talk about true health? My business is based on true health, not just physical, but mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being. Well, what if I told you that something as simple as changing your water could be the catalyst for transformation, not just for your health, but also for your financial freedom? I discovered Kangen water in my healing journey, and honestly, it's been a complete game changer. This isn't just any water, it's ionized, antioxidant rich, deeply hydrating, and supports detoxification on a cellular level. Our bodies are over 60% of water, so doesn't it make sense to fuel ourselves with the best? Since switching to Kangen water, I've felt more energized, clear, and deeply connected to my body's natural healing process, and I cannot go a day without it. But here's the thing, this isn't just about health, so it gets even better when I realized that Kangen water isn't just life-changing to drink, but also an opportunity to create financial abundance. I knew I had to share it. It was a win-win. As a distributor, you can earn income simply by helping others reclaim their health and freedom, without relying on a system that keeps us disconnected from true wellness. It's a business model that completely is in alignment with living intentionally, ethically, and abundantly. So if you're feeling called to uplevel your health and create a soul-aligned income stream, let's connect. Whether you want to experience the benefits of Kangen water for yourself or step into the business that supports freedom, wellness, and purpose, I'm here to guide you. Check out the link in the show notes, because when you change your water, you change your life. Welcome everyone to Peel the Onion podcast. I'm so excited to have a dear sister, Lynsey Chan, on today. Welcome.
Oh, hi, darling. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
So I was just reflecting back when I crossed paths with you. I was very blessed to find you and train with you personally to upskill myself and learn really from the best. And as soon as I met you, I was just like, this woman. I remember telling you. Remember? I was like, you're just a queen. I hope you know that.
And I feel exactly the same. And it's been amazing to witness your journey and how you've grown and to be where you are now.
We're walking it all together. And I'm, so excited to see all the work that you continue to do and just unpack things a bit more today for those tuning in, maybe those seeking guidance or wanting to understand more about breath work. We'll see how it flows, hey?
Yeah, well, unpeel the layers, as you say. Peeling the onion.
Might cry as well as chopping onions. That's what I think of when you chop an onion. Do you cry?
Oh, absolutely. Of course. So relevant.
Have you ever tried to wear goggles chopping onions?
No.
I think I did that as a kid. That's pretty cute. I really want to kick off with your journey in terms of starting with your mission of sharing the power of breath with the world.
Yeah. Well, my background was actually psychology, and I was working in corporate at the time, so doing a lot of work in the leadership space and learning and development and programs and coaching and all of those things. And it was a complete accident, as it is for many people when they come across breathwork. And my father had actually passed away a few months before. It was a really sudden um, and big shock for me and my family. And so I'd found myself in all kinds of deep grief, shock, trauma experiences for those months. And it was when I got to take a breath, I went on a little trip to Thailand and found a little retreat. And I thought I was going into like a coaching experience with this incredible woman called Della, who's somewhere in the world sharing her magic. She was amazing, but it was a transformational, like a holotropic breathwork, rebirthing style. And it was that experience. I was there for 3-4 hours just breathing. I was like, what on earth is this? And experience the most profound, deepest healing of releasing so much grief, so much anger, rage, shock. I literally felt the shock thaw from my body, and had an experience of connecting really deeply and profoundly with my father, which was just absolute magic. So that was the first experience of more the transformational stuff that just left me going, I do not understand this right now, but something really incredible had happened. And it was the spark for me to go, wow, this is the missing link, working with the body and working with the breath for just this incredible, what I felt like I'd been on drugs. I felt like I'd been on psychedelics. From that moment, just was able to take a breath. And now I know my nervous system was, completely in overdrive. And that first moment of being regulated again, where everything made sense, I was able to move forward and all those things. So that was the beginning.
All of that. I feel it too. I remember with my first breathwork journey, I walked out thinking, what the actual F? But I feel amazing. I'm like, oh, I've tried so many things, but leaving the first time, I had such a spiritual experience where I had accessed those points through meditation. But yeah, it was just so different and so a whole body experience, and to bring the whole body into the experience versus where meditation, I feel, is really still powerful and special. I don't feel the whole body incorporated as much. So that in itself, like to reconnect the body and bring all those elements like spirituality and healing and release and feel it all, I feel that was so empowering for me. I'm not sure if you agree.
Yeah, absolutely. And how was it? How did your psychology brain make sense?
I didn't. I just shut that door. I was like, okay, like you had just left. And then it's like, oh, I'm gonna do that again. That's all trying to analyze. I feel it's something you need to be open to, right? And for those new to breathwork, Lynn's, like, yeah, how would you encourage or open that space for them to step into a field like that?
Yeah, great question. And I know some of your listeners will be just starting to hear about breathwork for the first time. I often get asked that question, and behind it is an experience often for people of like, I had heard about how amazing it can be. I'm a little bit needing to know how it works, but also I'm a little bit afraid of what can happen for me is a really common one. So what I say is that I know sometimes more the transformational experiences can feel a little bit spiritual or can sound a little bit woo-woo. But actually, when we really start to understand how the body holds and stores the memories of the past, our events, our experiences, known and unknown to us in this life and before, and how that is just science and it's nature and it's body wisdom, and it's actually the body keeping the score. It's the body holding the score. It's the body's way of actually keeping us safe. And how incredible is that? And then we remember that breath can actually be this incredible medicine that allows us to connect to all of those parts of us, to help us to process and integrate all of those things that were too much to handle at those times. So we hold on to them, and they create different states for us that perhaps keep us safe at the time, but they're not perhaps in the best interest of our higher self. In that they lock us down, we become blocked, we're able, we become frozen in some ways, we disconnect in other ways. And it's in the natural wisdom of the body, when we connect to it through breath and somatic work and all the things that you do, Liv, that we're able to access in a really safe way our body's natural wisdom. And it's about actually not needing to know all of what happens, and trusting yourself, trusting your own body, working with a practitioner that's trauma informed and safe, starting off with a practice perhaps that is a little slower, a little a microdose of breathwork maybe, so you can build your own connection to it, and then just being ready for the ride that your own inner wisdom can offer you, because it's incredible.
And have you found it's really shaped your personal journey? You shared when you first tapped into it, and helped you heal so much grief and trauma and processing of your father's passing. But now looking back, I mean, how many years has it been, and where you're at, and who you are as this incredible woman? How would you sum it up?
Oh, it's hard, isn't it, to sum it up? But I would say definitely peeling back the onion is a really, really great way to summarize. I hadn't realized just how much who I was back then, 6-7 years ago. My dad passing was the catalyst of discovering this work. Me leaving an 18-year relationship, nearly 3 years ago now, was another catalyst of even deeper work. But I feel like the breath work, the somatic work, all the other work that's similar that we do really can help you process all of those layers that are present within life experience. And when we get to process them and integrate them, I feel like they become wisdom. It becomes your strength and your courage, and it's like the scar that we carry, with pride and bravery. And then within that, you start to, for me anyway, find your voice. I really found my voice through this work, found my passion and my purpose of helping others, found out that I love it. And I know everyone has their own gifts and their own medicine, but I really found like I found mine to share. And the thing that I love about it is just seeing others finding theirs. And so many things, but in summary, peeling back the onion and becoming more me, really, in the simplest forms for me. And that's what I see in other people. And I love holding a space of people to discover that themselves. It's not for anyone else to tell you who you are and what needs to happen. It's ourselves, that we are the medicine. We are the ones that can tap in and tune in and connect to that intuition and what needs to come through and how it needs to feel and what needs to be processed. And I think that's the magic of it all, really.
And I love in your work, you hold, of course, such wisdom, because you're an embodied leader, which I'm in awe of, and I honor people who do the work to then share that. That's true embodiment, right? You really feel that authenticity, and you feel just being in your presence, that wisdom is there and it's felt, and that just instantly changes an environment when you're around your energy. So that's where I see your impact is just rippling more than you realize, which I love. But also with that embodiment, that way shower, that courageousness, it's like igniting fires in others. You're not just sharing a technique or a tool. It's more than that. And I feel the more people that are tapping into wanting to be more of them, that's actually where the change is coming. You know, we can sign up for all these different things and do things like tick things off our list, but it's actually when we let it immerse us and we're listening more within. I found personally, the more I'm guided from my heart and guided from divine, or whatever everyone calls their own high power, high guidance, but even their body, like blending all the parts of us, as you said, as we integrate more and more, we become this, what we always were, able to flow with life and nature and just be. And that was the key point. It's like the more space we can create to be, not feeling like we need to do X, Y, Z to achieve this and be this person. It's like, if you feel called to try something, listen to the calling and just see, back to the beginning, be open to it and trust that. So there's so many pieces, right? Which I love.
Absolutely. And I'm going to receive that. Thank you so much. It's hard to receive, but I'm going to try and take a little bit of it. So thank you. I also want to mirror that back to you. If that embodied leader, that's what I see in you in your work, and how much you connect with yourself, but also how beautiful it is and open you are to connect with everyone and your people. And that's the medicine, isn't it? That invitation to connect. And, you know, yes, breathwork is amazing, but it is the tool. It's just the tool. Really what we're doing is awakening ourselves, I think, you know. The permission to be all of us in our wild, primal, big self, with those voices, and, you know, the permission to share more of who we are.
Amen, sister. But back to the tool, because I love the way you teach breathwork in your course around transformational breathwork. And I remember learning about the diagram of the umbrella term and then all the breathworks underneath.
Oh, yeah.
And how you then share that. I want to know if that is your favorite breathwork. And for those who have come from holotrophic breathwork or Wim Hof, shamanic, how do you distinguish the true difference with what you create? Because I know there is a difference, but for those that are listening, how do you break down?
Yeah, great question, because it gets so confusing. There's so many different styles of breathwork. So I would say for your listeners, or those who are new coming into breathwork, I always just say there's 3 main styles of breathwork that we want to be knowing about. There's our functional breathing, there's our daily techniques, and then there's more the transformational breathwork. So we've got the functional, which is all about nervous system regulation and health and physical. The daily techniques, which can be you know, anything with a focus in mind, like performance, clarity, health, you know, that we do regularly. And then the transformational, which is, you know, the really big, cathartic, psychedelic, or experiences that can really change lives. And for me, within that category, there's so many different ones. So like you said, holotropic, shamanic, rebirthing. What we teach at Rhythm of Breath is kind of a combination of all of those. We don't really teach a specific style, but it's more, we teach a trauma-informed approach. So it's more specific to the people or the group or the individual that we're working with, and what's happening in that particular space in terms of the tolerance and the energy and the edges, because we want to keep our people safe whilst taking them out and having really powerful experiences. So for us, it's really about, really listening and tuning into the individual needs of either the person or the room that we're holding, and adjusting the style to that, whether we take them out more powerfully, whether we bring them back, and being really specific with that. It's
like an alchemy, your own beautiful alchemy of it all. But safety is definitely the core. And again, that's just so important for me as well in my journeys that I hold and in my one-to-one work. But holding safety with that dance of, reaching the window of tolerance, which is that edge of the nervous system. You want to tap into that and maybe just a bit more into that expansion state to bring that growth versus just keeping in the lanes that we operate in our nervous system, but still ensuring that safety is built within the environment. Because I've definitely been to events in the past where that wasn't felt, and my experience of that was not nice in simple terms, where the safety, I didn't feel a connection with the teacher. So I wasn't able to drop in deeper and have an experience. There was quite a lot of resistance. So that importance of feeling that connection with your facilitator and leader is definitely key. Yeah. Have you ever had that where?
Yeah, I have. I've had experiences where I've not been able to drop in because that connection's not been there, or perhaps the safety's not been set up properly. But also I've had experiences where I've been overstimulated because, you trust in the space and you've been guided, but actually it's too much for me or the next person. And so it can actually be really harmful, as you know, when we do that. And I get a lot of clients come to us to say, look, we've had an experience. It was too much. It took me, a few weeks to come down. I can't quite understand it. I'd like to try again, but in a safe space.
Yeah.
And we don't always have to push. That's my thing. The nervous system, the body, is so incredible on its own, but in its own time.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And what would you say on that area of being overstimulated? I guess as facilitators tuning in, what to look out for or prevent? Would it be more bringing back the stabilization in the parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest, to build the foundations up again if they're wanting to expand once they create that safety with you after having a bad experience? Does that make sense? I feel like I jumbled so much together in that.
Yeah, well, no, you didn't. It was perfect question. It's for me, it's about allowing the nervous system to reach that peak state in its own time, in its own way. For some people, they can get there really quickly and then really expand. And for other people, they need to go really slowly to build that resilience, because maybe there's a bit of resistance or there's some fear there. It just depends on, everybody's nervous system is different because of what's happened to them in the past, or, how they've been living. And so if we go from 0 to 10 really quickly for some person, for everyone, for some people, it might be okay. But for the next person, it might just be too much. So we want to just take it so that the brain and the mind and the body is gradually starting to open and expand and release, and then it gets to a peak state and it's safe and it's gradual, versus 0 to 10, oh my gosh, this is too much, my body's going to go into disconnection and dissociate or whatever, and then bring them down. So signs that we start to see that are when people do feel a lot of, or look like they're feeling a lot of fear that can be overwhelming. This can sometimes be people disassociating from their body. It can be people just completely going into a re-traumatized experience, and we don't want that in the spaces. We want to be able to keep them safe so that they keep coming back and going again, really, so that we can have it as a practice.
Beautiful. So important. And your spinal energetics tool that you bring in so beautifully, how do you find that complements breath work? Because I'm not trained in that. I do more my energy healing through the breathwork journeys, so like clearing the chakras that way in the energetic field. But can you talk to spinal energetics and how you've seen that elevate? Because I know you use it.
I love it. I love just combining modalities, Liv, as I know you do. I want to hear about your EMDR experience as well, because I just feel like when we do breath work on its own, it's, as we know, it's incredible. And we have so many different parts of it that we can really support. But when we start to combine modalities, we have these other ways of accessing the body, and it can just be profound and magic. So for me, spinal is, for those of you guys who don't know, your listeners, it is an energetic form of chiropractic. So if you think about the energetic field around the body, we're working with the physical, the emotional, the mental, and the ancestral layers that we all hold at the soul level. And we're able to access them in the energetic field to activate the healing system within the body for really deep healing. But it's quite specific to the core kind of areas where we're holding. So for me, when we work with spinal, I'll often work with spinal first before getting somebody to open up their body with the breath. And what I find is that we are activating from external, even though it's within, we're activating from their energetic field within them and around them, our people. And then when we start to bring the breath and we really start to activate the breath from within, it's really just opening even more, and it can just be so profound. Often people will have ancestral experiences, really old, deep wounds will open and start to move through, and the body can go into a very subconscious, deep experience of release, which can just be magical. So yeah, just profound when we're working in that energetic field. We bring breath, which is connecting to all and everything. Spinal energetics, just opening, the field of the body, and together they can just be, just so beautiful.
I loved what you said around it helps, combining other modalities helps to access other parts of the body.
And what's your process with working with the MDR? I'm really interested to hear. And breathwork together.
Yes. So in my private sessions, I have sessions called soul retrieval sessions, and they're longer sessions to allow the combination of the modalities. But with quite a few clients who have done EMDR specifically targeted at key traumatic experiences from this lifetime in the past. Normally we work with childhood traumas, their age, of course, but a lot of it comes back to, wounding as a child and processing through the use of EMDR. So we're activating specific memories in the brain. It's different to breath work where we're allowing the body to guide us, but with EMDR, we create a mat, we set up the safety, ensure the resources are there to go back to a traumatic memory in childhood. And then what I love is the power of reframing the limiting beliefs that are created from those traumatic experiences. Because as you know, when we experience trauma, and trauma can feel like such a heavy word, but really it's when the body's been impacted, an emotion maybe stuck, or the memory's on repeat. It's just something that's in your web of your nervous system. I call it flies. How I explain it to my clients, like you're a web, you're a spider, you've created a web, and then all the flies that get stuck on your web are the traumatic memories or the stresses that have happened again and again. So what we want to do is we target the biggest flies, because what we find is with targeting through EMDR, the bigger flies, then the ones around it, which similar experiences happen in life when we're exposed to big traumatic experiences, other triggers can come up, right? So instead of targeting every single memory that's stressful, we go for the biggest fly and we process that through bilateral stimulation, it's called. So it's tapping on the body or eye movements side to side or diagonal, to then allow the nerve system to integrate that fly, that trauma. And then from there, we process a limiting belief to a positive belief. So people get to choose whatever feels most aligned, of course, what they want to believe moving forward. So they get to reintegrate the memory. It's not just, you can't just wipe a memory, but it's removing the edge, it's removing the emotion, it's removing the the charge, the sharpness.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah,
I love that analogy you use. It's so simple.
it
And it reminds
was.
me a little bit of timeline therapy, where we go back
Mm,
to
yeah.
the the initial memory, or the biggest charged memory, and then it collapses when you work with the charge of that,
Mm,
and you reintegrate that, it collapses the other ones, and so the charge comes down. But don't you
mm,
find that there's a lot of similarities in a lot of the somatic modalities,
yeah,
that
100%.
same but different ways of accessing the body, and yeah, helping people move through? So amazing.
Yeah, and everyone needs different things, you know. It's not for everyone. I've worked with clients who are very cognitive and want to analyze why, and that can, as you do in your work, I know, let's not drop in the story all the time. Let's actually get to the root. So that's where I find breath work, dropping more in the body, dropping out of the mind can help the deeper healing versus staying in that cognitive, because EMDR can be more of that
Hmm.
as well, but they beautifully complement. So what I find is I do EMDR sessions and then a shorter breath work at the end, like to clear, and I find that accesses deeper parts of healing. That,
Yes.
anger can come up then. Yes, they've said anger through the EMDR therapy because we check in with the body, but it's very light. Let's actually experience it and release.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Love that.
Mm. Have you tried it yourself, EMDR?
I haven't had a specific EMDR experience, but I've
Mm.
done a lot of work with the eyes, where
Yeah.
you're accessing. There's a process in EFT which I use a lot,
Mm.
called the nine gamut. Have you heard of the nine gamut? It's
Yes, I believe you mentioned that. Yeah. Or maybe
Yeah,
we've done it together.
I think maybe
Yes.
we did it, and
Yeah.
you are accessing through
Yes.
the memory, through the circumference, and you're
Mm.
activating the experience, and it's very fast and powerful.
Mm.
And I feel like nine gamut just gets you in, moves it through, and then yeah, integrates really fast. But
Yeah.
again, it's very similar from what I understand. But I know myself, when I'm in my own journeys,
Mm.
whether it be breathwork or other things, often I'll have a lot of eye movement. And you see that in
Mm.
breathwork, people doing breathwork, transformational breathwork as well, a lot of movement in the eyes. And that can
Mm.
be the natural processing, as you know, of memory, being integrated and let go of. It's incredible. The body is amazing.
Right? And
Yeah.
there's theories that say that's linked to REM sleep when our dream state.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I don't know if you've done it into your dreams before, but just without going into it fully. I just find dreams, I feel like dreams are a spiritual portal of my multi-dimensional self, but then I also feel like I'm processing things from my day. Have you journeyed much into dreams before
Not
or
so,
analyzed
no,
it like
not so
me?
much. Yeah, I probably need to more, because I
No.
get really vivid dreams, and very somatic as well.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they're amazing. And that, I love that with breathwork, that spiritual element. So I want to hear from you in terms of, yeah, you mentioned taking people into those expanded states and even yourself experiencing those beautiful, magical experiences. People who are listening,
Yeah.
can you share how you hold that space with clients? What does that safety look like to allow them to go there?
Yeah, well, first of all, I would say that it's themselves that take them into the spaces. We're just guiding the journey, but the body must be ready more, altered
Mm,
states of consciousness,
yeah.
for them to feel safe to do so. But yeah, I mean, we're creating that safety, and I think it's knowing that the signs of when someone is entering that state,
Mm,
and what it looks like, and just to allow it, because it can be so incredible. Often people will just be in these deep bliss states, as you know, they'll be accessing, they might just be completely still, but you can tell that they're just deeply rested, and they're processing so much in an altered state. People often will come back
mm,
and they'll say, or they'll hold their breath for a period of time. This can be like a period of, feeling like they're just perhaps in a death rebirth cycle, and then they'll come back and take a big breath, and it'll be like, And then they'll report, wow, it was like a rebirth, the first breath of life. It was incredible. It was so expansive. It's almost like they've shifted a timeline. Just they can access so much wisdom in those moments. And I mean, there's so many different ways to describe it and different theories around altered states and what can happen. For me, what it is in the most grounded way to make sense of it is that when we allow all of the movement of the heaviness and the things that the body's been holding for such a long time, when we get to process some of that and then it integrates, it's the pathways back to ourself and our own intuition and highest, biggest version of ourself is clear and it's accessible. So that is spirit and it is soul and it is possibility and the planets and all the things all in once and across time, there is no limitations. So it's almost like we are getting to remember that that's what we are, and then the body just has an experience of it in whatever way comes through, which can be just like magic. It's just that sense of nothing is real. Everything doesn't make sense, but it all makes sense. It's the truth of who we are and the truth of life all in one thing. Remembering. How's your experiences of those states been? Because I know you've had many of them.
My body's giving me goosebumps right now. They've been really touching and moving and reminding me of the mysteries of life. It helps you step out of how as humans we can get kind of caught up in human things and the energy of achieving and doing, that masculine focus. But actually I find when I have those experiences, and even through meditation, and I've been accessing the Akashic records more through my meditations, that's been a gift that I've reactivated in this lifetime. So healing. That's just allowed me to bring more of that divinity down into my body and really notice how healing that unity consciousness, that love, conditional love is for the human experience. It's magic, and life really is magic. It's just allowing yourself to receive, and I feel like that's where deeper layers come in. If you're holding beliefs that you're not worthy, it's all these layers, as you say, to prepare the body to then receive, because it's so delicious when you do get to experience it in whatever way, right? Because it's for everyone.
Absolutely. Yeah,
I just love it.
It's available. It's available for all of us, the medicine.
Yeah, and again, it's the faith in what you need. It's not, you notice when people come to a journey and they're on a mission, right, to experience something, and it's just like, okay, if we zoomed out and realize what was happening here, that's false consciousness, and false consciousness is a low vibration. So we're not really going to get anywhere.
Yeah. And this has been a journey for me as well. And I'm still definitely on this journey. It's catching myself when I'm in the doing. There's a time and space for that. But I think for me, the balance, learning to have that balance of slowing down and connecting inwards so that we can actually do more. There's a limitation on just being in the mind and doing. You get to burnout. But when it comes from that inspired action and everything's more aligned, which is the journey we're all on, it doesn't feel like you've got enough energy for it all. And you can receive more as well, because it's from a place that's aligned.
And it's choosing, it's knowing you matter to choose differently. Right? It's deciding that the old ways of doing or burning out, knowing your body, we all hold it in different areas. For me, it's my neck and my shoulders and my jaws. How can I soften? Like what's the irritate? It's bringing that curiosity in, as well as that softness, as well as that's a support back to safety. It's not just in breathwork, but in your life. It's like, what are you doing to create safety? Because we're in this body and we need that. That's the root chakra, right?
Totally.
Yeah. So, and I know after training in your powerful course last year, which was just so last minute, and it's just wild when that happens. I actually really love it. It's about a
I love
month.
how you just dropped in. You're like, I'm doing it. Okay, great,
Yeah, it
amazing.
was like 3 weeks or something. And what was wild is I did my EMDR training right before I did the breathwork with you for 3 months. So it was just like do. And then I let go of my license after that. So I just needed to get all
Yeah.
these things in.
Aha.
But it helped me so much as well as reflecting on that. Just side
Mm.
note,
It was a
how
huge
oh
time for you, wasn't it? Personally.
yeah, but
Yeah.
it helped me so much. Like the breath
Aha.
work we did in the group, I had so many cathartic releases and grief
Yeah.
and
Yeah. Yeah.
mm,
And just honoring, if it's all right, Liv, just honoring you for a moment for that period of time of letting go of what was
mm,
such a big structure of what you thought it needed to look like,
mm,
and trusting yourself.
mm, mm.
It's huge.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Yes. Mm. What you said, it's made me more Ming, and I'm so grateful for it. As dark and heavy and crappy and muddy as it was. Oh my God, now looking back, in retrospective lens, it's like, oh, through that. But then I think of, yeah, the cycle of the hero's journey and the wisdom, as you say, and thank God for it, to be who I am now and much lighter in my body, realizing how much I was holding in repression and fear and what I was doing when I don't want to work in fear. I want to work with love and expansive energy and not feeling restraint, because that was
Yeah.
definitely the case in that system. Yeah. But with the way I work in breath work, I notice I'm hands-on in terms of keeping people in their bodies. So like placing hands on ankles or feet or shoulders. And I've found that has been such a potent way, as you've taught in your course, to create that safety and people actually then surrender more. It's that human touch. It's, yeah, the body feeling held. But I also want to hear your perspective of that dance between holding that space and that physical touch, as well as allowing them to journey. How would you explain that tension? Is it more intuitive, depending on the person? Yeah. How would you unravel that in what you do?
Yeah, definitely touch is a huge component to all of it. And it is
Mm,
a really natural thing that we as humans really respond to in life. And I feel like for a lot of us, we don't have enough of it. And so touch can be used in many ways. It can be used to ground, as you know, it can be used to activate, but it can also be used to soothe.
mm,
And we can do it intentionally to activate a process in certain ways or certain types of touch. But we can also let the body do, say, for example, in a release or an unwinding of the body doing its natural unwinding. We can also use touch to follow how the body is moving and then be led by the body with
mm,
touch so that we can actually support it in its unwinding, but also encourage it more. So
mm,
it's almost like we're letting the body lead and then we're just allowing that movement with our touch to, we're kind of encouraging it to get bigger or to move more. And then that support can then also activate the nervous system to feel safe, to know it's supported, to complete that process, whatever.
yeah.
So, and I feel like when we're starting out as practitioners and using touch, it is about finding our resonance and finding our attunement
Mm,
to the body and how the body moves, how that particular body moves that we're working with. And we can be in a little bit of our conscious mind with that. But the more we work with different processes, different bodies, the
mm,
more we are not in our conscious mind, we're more in the energetic field. of what's moving, what wants to move, and how can we support that, what's needed at that moment. And we don't always get it right. Sometimes it might stop a process, or hold a process, or interrupt a process, and that's okay too, but our intention is always to guide the body, but also let the body guide us, and just to really be with our person in attunement with touch. It can be so beautiful. It's so beautiful. Personally, I love touch. I love to receive. I was in a ceremony at the weekend, and one of the ladies who was supporting the space, she just came up to me and she grabbed either side of my jaw really tight, and it made me go into a space. I thought that's really quite strong how she touched me, but it made me find my power, and then she put her thumb under my chin, which is a really activating space as well. And it made me really find my power in my body. It surged, so this power then came through, and I went into a huge process. So it can be super supportive, but really activating at the same time. It's incredible.
And that distinguishing between the conscious mind and the energetic field. Love that.
Yeah.
Like tuning in and knowing, what the difference is for those who facilitate.
Yeah. And then there was another part of the journey where I was going through a little bit more of a tender moment, and another facilitator came behind me, and she, I think I was sat up at the time, and she just came and knelt behind me and invited me to lean back onto her. And the support and love that was there during that tender moment just felt so nourishing. It felt like a big hug from my mum, and I was this child just letting go and feeling loved and supported. So that touch and that comfort are just, wow, just incredible.
Beautiful. Yeah. And what would you say to those who are new to this work, or feeling, keen to try it but are unsure? How would you invite them?
Yeah, just to step in, find somebody that you really resonate with, or you've been recommended, and maybe go to a session or two, maybe a group session, check them out, see if there's a call to work with them. And just know you can start slow and you can start anywhere. So you can go to transformational sessions, and if you're holding a little bit of fear around it, you can just go slow and gentle for that first time until you build that trust, or you can step all the way in. Or, there's so much on YouTube and online these days, amazing apps out there that are available to just start your journey somewhere, get your relationship with your breath started. And just know, wherever you're at, whatever it is that you are coming to breathwork for, whether it's for anxiety, whether it's a nervous system regulation, whether it's a stress, whether it's a trauma, there is a pathway for you to support you with that. But just to get started and to allow yourself to feel safe in whatever way that looks for you, and then dive all in, go all in.
Beautiful. Yeah, I agree, and I love that you touched on all the different reasons why someone would benefit from breathwork, because that's another reason why I love this modality. Is it helps so many, and it doesn't need to be someone who's just disconnected from themselves. There's many layers, as we've shared today. It could be wanting to tune more into your higher self, if that's the path you're on, and building that pathway to get there with openness, or anxiety, rumination, maybe not sleeping well, breathing difficulties. What would you say has been, if there is an area, most consistent with clients who come to see you, group or private? What are their main challenges?
A lot of people wanting to let go. Some people showing up, not sure that what I want to let go of. I have a feeling there's something really big I need to move through. It might be this, but I'm not sure. And I think it's the best modality for that, because we don't actually need to know. unlike with some talk therapies, which can equally be beautiful, but sometimes some people, I know for myself, sometimes we just don't have the words or know what the thing is that we're moving through. But to do it in a somatic way with breath work can just be so, so incredible. A lot of people come, they say, right now, a lot of people, the theme is, I really just want to be the best version, or I want to get to this next level. I really feel that there's something more for me. Or people will come, they'll say words like, I feel stuck. I'm not quite sure what it is. I had a past relationship, and since then I just feel stuck. So really simple words people use to describe their somatic experience and the blockages and the energy. A lot of people are going through huge change at the moment. Are you finding that? Yeah, it's like there's so much going on in the world, so much going on planetary. It's a huge time of consciousness and all of the things. And so I feel like people are coming as a tool to support themselves with that, and wanting to really learn how to support themselves as well outside the sessions. Like, how can I do this myself? And that's what I love about it as well, because you can give this tool to everyone, teach them, and then they do it themselves, and then it's theirs, and that's the most empowering thing, as you know.
And can members from the public access the incredible recordings that you've done? I just love them. Your manifest, the breakthroughs. Can I just join through your website?
Yeah, we're actually just about to release a course right now. And it's got them all in letting go, nervous system regulation, manifestation, and some really activating ones as well. My favorite one actually is chakra. Do you remember the chakra one where we're breathing into each of and it's the kundalini, and the kundalini rises all of the body, and it's amazing. It's only 25 minutes, I think, but and that when we do that one, people are often like, wow, that's like people often report it like a plant medicine. It's like so yes.
What's the course called?
All coming. That one's called chakra, that meditation.
Okay.
But yeah, we're just designing it right now. We've got I'm working with a musician as well who's come into my life, who's incredible. So we've got the breath library already happening, but we are just wanting to extend it a little bit more. So there's more to share, more juiciness.
Because I know it's part of your facilitator. Like, we get people who sign up to your course get all these incredible resources, but sounds like you're wanting to let more of the public who may not want to be a facilitator access it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah, because I feel like there's so much out there in terms of education around breath work, and I want this. The thing I love is sharing experiences. So just really allowing people to go on their own journeys with the journeys we create for them, and then they can use them again and again. Yeah.
And where do you see the work and the world of healing moving towards?
Yeah, great question. Well, it's so exciting right now, Liv, isn't it? It's so exciting. Just where we're going with healing, and they say breathwork's #1 trending modality at the moment. It's going to be $1 billion industry in 9 years' time, and that's, I think, is because everyone now is, we're becoming more conscious. We are remembering that we've got all of these medicines ourselves in nature, in the plants, in our breath, in our kundalini, our body, our spine, in our eyes, all these incredible modalities that we can actually do ourselves. So I really feel that the future of healing is going to be community healing, is going to continue to be huge. I think we're remembering the power of coming together, to sing together even, and to meditate together and breathe together. And I think, accessing the quantum field of consciousness itself is going to be massive. I feel like we're going to be using AI and technology massively in the future, so that so many more healing modalities are available. It's coming now. It's already here, but it's going to be massive, so that it becomes so much more available to people quickly. And that for me is really exciting. So yeah, just all of it. All
Mm.
of it. It's such an incredible time to be in. It's at the age of Aquarius as well right now, which is, it's technology, it's consciousness, it's people, it's healing, all the things.
Isn't that your sun? Are you sun Aquarius? There's Aquarius in
Yes.
your chart. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's double. It's a big year
Innovator.
for me. Big year
Yeah.
for me this year. What are you?
My sun, Aries in Western.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
But
So
Vedic is Pisces. I feel
yeah,
more
okay.
linked to the Vedic. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel my fire as well. Can have both.
Aha.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And astrology is going to be huge in the future. It already is.
It's
But
really booming.
I feel like people are really bringing it on board as a like
Yeah.
a business tool these days
Mm.
to
Well,
help
we are
guide
the
businesses.
stars.
Yeah. We are everything.
Yeah, and that I see the future of healing becoming more holistic, like you said, but all the modalities, people leaning on more than just one, and the old way of
Mhm.
the medicine, the medical system, and those tools of healing or masking, I would say, that does have a place, but bringing in other aspects of ourselves to
Uh-huh.
come back to our wholeness. That I feel my kids, when they'll be older, they'll just be like, "Oh, mum," as if that wasn't the case. Like, it's so normal now. And I'm
Uh-huh.
excited for that. Because in our world, it is, right? And as you were talking before, I was reflecting and thinking, oh, like when Lynsey was maybe in her teens and or 20s, what you were like as a person. And I would say, and tell me if I'm right or wrong, you were explorative. You had those traits of openness, curiosity, but full of life as well, and wanting to try things. And I feel like naturally that's shared in how you lead as well, that beautiful innocence energy. And yeah, like we're alive, we're here, guys. Let's just go. It's not heavy and deep and like we need to heal all the time. Like we're healing just by being present in ourselves. Like it's simple.
Yeah.
But back to those characteristics of more people tapping into that part of themselves, which is, I believe, part of their higher guidance to be more of that free, as you said, free. We're
Freedom.
all free. It's like realizing that we get to choose, and then how we guided, how
Yeah.
we guided by that to heal and to expand when it's time. That
Yeah.
helps.
Absolutely. And that part that you just mentioned there of remembering it's not all about the healing. We can heal in so many ways, right? And we've got to live and be in the moment and be grateful and dance and play and
Laugh.
all those things as well. And but yeah, I was definitely the explorative rebel. Live in my in
Rebel.
my teens and 20s. That was a little bit spiritual, but a little bit naughty at the same time. I feel like that's just continued, even in the healing.
I love it. I vote yes.
I
Keep doing
go rogue. I go rogue in these modalities sometimes. It's like, I'm just going to try this and combine this and see what happens here. Let's just try, see what happens.
It's your medicine woman part of you, darling.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Well, was there anything I didn't touch on that you wanted to share or end with?
No, just that it's what I've noticed as I've been developing my own skills as whatever it is that I do, whatever that is. I just know that I've just been attracting incredible souls like yourself into my world, and I don't see a difference between the work I do, the work you do, the work somebody else does. It's just a different name for some of the modalities. And I feel like the future is that we're all going to be sharing each other's magic, whether it's we're working with the eyes or we're working with breath or we're working with Kundalini. It's like I just really see that it's all going to flow and merge into one, because it is all the same thing, which is energy and it's vibration and it's sound. And yeah, I'm just so excited to be doing this work, to be sharing the work with those that are coming into it, but also to be doing it with other incredible friends, practitioners, healers like you. It's just an incredible time. So grateful. So grateful.
No, amen to that. I agree. And that intention, the intention is to break free, right? Break free from the chains that we've put on ourselves and our, conditioning society. That's, I see the really of the core of it. It's like, we're here.
Yeah.
Let's be free and be us.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know
It's for
that?
everyone. It's for everyone.
Yeah, our true authentic nature. Oh, what a blessing that we get to be here at this time to activate that and do this work, because I see the more of us that are doing it naturally is carving a new way for our new generations to come. And I'm so curious about that. I'm like, the newer generations, will they need to do as heavy lifting as I call it? Because of the generations ahead, we're coming in at a higher consciousness each generation. I see that, like babies. It's like, whoa, when we're learning through them, and it's all for evolving. And I see it as stepping more into what life really is, as we said, magic and love and safety. We're no longer in the primal days, well, thankfully, where we live,
Yeah.
of tigers running after us and,
Yeah.
constantly under physical threat.
Yeah.
So how blessed that we get to learn how to embody what that feels like to be in that rest and digest and expansion, whilst tapping into the stress to grow, but as a whole, like knowing, well, we get to create with the creator.
Yeah. 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 Well, the field is growing, isn't it? So,
Yes.
it's only going to carry on growing.
Well, I
So
don't know, but I'm excited to experience it.
yeah, and I wonder whether your baby's going to have your healing gifts, of course.
Yeah. Well, Bub kicks every time I'm with clients. They love it. And in breathwork journeys, like, woo.
It's magic. It's magic to have that energy in a space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, women are magic to carry life.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. But where can listeners connect with your work? Or I know you'll be traveling soon. Do you have any other journeys coming up, breathwork journeys?
Just online for the time being, and then our course is coming out soon. But they can follow Rhythm of Breath, RHYTHM, just because everyone spells that wrong, including myself, or rhythmofbreath.com.au.
Have you added an N in? Because I kept adding an N.
No N, it's rhythm.
No, before I learned how to spell it. Was that how you misspelled it? How did you misspell it?
Oh, I always used to RYH.
Yes, I
Or
think I did that.
RYTHM. But with the H after the R, I chose the hardest spelling name for my business. Probably
No.
not the wisest move, but I loved it because it's like music and breath and movement and breath. I was like, I'm having it.
Yeah, I love that too. Okay, awesome. Well, I'll add your website and Instagram in the show notes for those who want to connect with you and your amazing work. But
Yeah,
I
thank
just
you.
love you, and
I
I'm
love
so
you.
happy.
And I
Yeah.
also will be sharing this with our listeners as well, and sending them to follow your journey and your work, because you are just divine and incredible on the Northern Beaches, doing all the magic.
Thank you. So grateful to be in each other's lives again. We've definitely played before as fairies.
Yes, many
Or whatever
times.
But thank you, thank you, thank you. Keep
So
doing
much
amazing
love.
work.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you,
Thanks for
everyone,
having
for
me.
tuning in. Till next time.
See you all soon. Bye.
Bye.